retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and senior Pentagon strategist Robert Maginnis. He joins me now live from Woodbridge, Virginia. Bob, let's start with your reaction.
Well, I'm not surprised. President Biden made it clear during the campaign he was going to withdraw troops. He's just not abiding by what Mr. Trump put in place, May the 1st exit. What he's communicated is that, this is a no conditions based decision. It's going to happen. It's going to happen by 9/11, September the 11th of this year. And we're going to take other provisions perhaps, but what we want to happen is to put pressure on the Taliban and the Afghan government to find some sort of meaningful compromise that they can work together. Otherwise, things could go very bad and very quickly.
When this announcement was leaked, Bob, do you think the U.S. administration had taken it under consideration, the impact that this September 11th deadline would have on peace talks with the Taliban?
I'm sure they did. The reality is that we've been trying to exit Afghanistan for a long time. And I think that Mr. Biden has come to the conclusion it's not a winnable situation. All we're going to do is continue what we've done for the last 20 years. So he is willing to take the heat, but he's also arguing that we're balancing our risk. We have more risk in the world with competition with Russia and China. We have issues, as you've reported, with Iran and, of course, with North Korea. So, we don't want to spread our forces any thinner than they are. At the same time, we think we have the infrastructure and the allies in the region and elsewhere to help us to push back against counterinsurgency and counterterrorism threats. And that will continue, albeit perhaps not in Afghanistan.
Yeah. This is America's longest war. There's even been reaction from Democrats on this, calling this the worst decision of Biden's presidency. But then I guess the question is, if not now, when would be the appropriate time to pull troops out of Afghanistan? What is your opinion on the timing in all of this?
Well, politicians are, going to banter left and right on this issue. I can tell you, soldiers, and I've talked to a lot of soldiers, spent a lot of time in Afghanistan. They will more than welcome the idea of seeing Afghanistan in the rearview mirror. We've been tied down a long time. We have very serious adversaries around the world, and they are not necessarily in Afghanistan or in the mountains of Pakistan. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to abandon counterterrorism elsewhere. We do, after all, have NATO allies, 7,000 in the region. They very well could take on some of the responsibilities we leave behind. And at the same time, and given that we have allies in the region, we could easily position a counterterrorism unit in order to have a fast reaction. And as your reporter just indicated, our air power is pretty mighty, pretty capable. And so working with allies in the region, we can bring in air power and still have some of the similar effects that we've tried to have in the past.
Robert Maginnis, great to have your expertise with us.